heard of another tragedy, this one happening in Knoxville. Your first reaction to this shooting?
Well, first of all, my thoughts and prayers go out to everyone up there that's managing and dealing with that situation, potential victims and families and the officer involved. And, it's as you could imagine, it's very traumatic, and, and it just reminds us about the fact that we have to be vigilant. And there's a reason why we do all these things here in Palm Beach County in terms of school safety.
What are some of the things, and I know we've covered a story in the past, like a year ago, but what are some of the main things that you still adhere to that you think are important in keeping the children safe?
Well, first of all, there's two parts to safety, being safe and feeling safe. So I want to make sure we get out to our parents and students that we are safe. I want you to feel safe. So we do quite a bit. We start out by working what we call to the left of the X. And the X is the day a catastrophic event occurs. And we hope we never have to get to that day. And we do a lot on prevention, intervention, and diversion, threat assessments, and working with our students, and, working with the school district to provide wraparound services. You have to understand that people in general, especially our children, are coming off probably the biggest years in their entire life. And, there's a lot of trauma there. There's a lot. They've been quarantined. They've been isolated. There's a lot happening in the world. So, it affects them. And so we want to be there to help them navigate through those challenges, and so that we can help keep our schools safe and work to the left of that X.
And then what's the other component to it?
So the other component is having a really strong toolbox. And, we hope we never have to open that toolbox, but if a catastrophic event occurs, I want people to know that we are ready. We have very robust plans relating to safety, security, unified command, reunification, all those types of things. Our technology is very strong. We partner with our other public safety agencies. For example, at the shooting today, I'm sure they're going through all their incident command protocols. And, we recently put together the ASHER policy, the Active Shooter Hostile Event Response Plan. And we got all law enforcement agencies and all fire departments and all fire rescue departments to sign off on it with us, so that we have a lot of these things already planned out. We know what we're going to do ahead of time. We train the same. We use the same language. And so all of that cuts time, and gets us in a much better position to provide rescue if we need to, and eliminate or isolate a threat. Time is not our friend if that happens.
Tell me about how many schools where you have school police.
Well, for the first time, we have our own school police officers on every campus in Palm Beach County. It's the first time for us. We have roughly about 187 schools spread out over 2,300 square miles. The district, the school board, has made a huge investment in school safety. The superintendent has provided remarkable leadership to help us get there. And now, by having an officer on every campus, it enhances our continuity of operations. It enables us to make sure that we're paying attention and dotting the I's and crossing the T's. And not that our colleagues, I am so grateful for the working relationships with other police departments, sheriff's department, and all the other emergency services folks. But this is ours, and this is the way it's supposed to be. And it helps just raise the whole levels of safety even higher.
Anything else that you'd like to share with us about, we know something is not 100% preventable, but how do you try to stay ahead of it?
So again, I'll come back to what I said in the beginning. I would like our students and parents and staff to know that we are committed to their safety. And the reality of it is, having been a police chief in a municipality for many years, this is way different. In a municipality, there's always competing events. If you're a traditional law enforcement agency, you got school safety and maybe an airport and shopping centers and places of worship and traffic and all kinds of issues. Here, we have one mission, and one mission only, and that's keeping our students safe. And Palm Beach County School District's really fortunate to have that. And I can tell you, as I meet with my colleagues from around the country, not everybody has what we have. And so we are setting a benchmark for excellence in school-based policing, and we have probably one of the most robust school safety ecosystems in the country. I want you to know you're safe. I want you to feel safe.
earlier you were showing me how you almost have a roll call. You can't do roll call because you're all spread out at different schools. But just explain how you try to keep all the officers on the same page, literally.
Yeah, so it's really a big challenge when you're spread out, across this entire county. It's a very big county. So we do quite a bit to leverage technology. The particular piece of technology that you're talking about allows us not only to have greater communication abilities in our school, but also to push data and information across that line. So every officer on every campus has an electronic device, we call it a Sonum, and every day they have to attend roll call virtually. We push out a briefing in the mornings around 8:30 or so. We record it. Everyone gets the same briefing. We have a 3:30 in the afternoon hot wash to make sure, we didn't miss anything during the day. And all during the course of the day, we can push information out to our troops in the field, because knowledge is power for them. And we also want them to have very strong situational awareness of what's going on around them and what could impact them.
Tell me what's new this year, that you can keep track of buses, the school buses.
That's another thing that's really quite remarkable for us. It's too bad no one else can see it. It's right behind you. But yeah, we can track all of our buses real time to include what their current location is, what their speed is, what their route or schedule is for the day. Really important information for a couple of reasons. As we continue to harden our schools as targets, we have to pay attention to our school buses as well to make sure none of our children are vulnerable there. And then there's been occasions where we have to do an evacuation of a school, and it just makes it so much easier for us to be able to bring those buses in. We know where they are, we know where they have to go, and it just really, our transportation folks are quite amazing, and so we coordinate with them as well.
Is there anything else that you'd like to share with the public, whether it's parents, teachers, whomever, of what happened today and how you guys are really trying to make a difference here in keeping our kids safe?
So I will tell the parents and students out there, families, this police department is committed 100% to the safety of their loved ones. And we work every day to work to the left of that X. We're just not standing at a bus loop. We're out in the middle of the night. We're out following up on leads and threats. And every morning before the sun comes up, we want to make sure that all 187 schools are what we call a code green, and everything's good to go for that day at that time. If there's anything that we look at that's out of the ordinary or poses a threat or anything at all, we make sure we have additional resources there before the students arrive on the campus and stay there all day. And we are very vigilant about notifying our parents and keeping our parents informed, because it takes all of us working together to keep our students safe and our children safe. They trust us with their loved ones every day. We don't take that for granted for one single second.
One more question, and it may be putting you on the spot, but we were talking earlier. I love where you said that. You're a busy person for sure, but you still make time to visit schools personally. Why is that so important to you?
Well, it's important, number one, because I think I can tell you that it's important for people to see me. It's important for me to go out there and see exactly what we're doing. But most importantly, I love interacting with the students, because especially when you go visit an elementary school, you're reminded every day when you go there why you took this job. Not that we don't get the same feelings in our middle and high school. It's really remarkable to go to a high school and see the officers there and the students coming by and fist bumping them, and in our middle schools as well, and you meet with an officer and they know almost every student's name. And it's just refreshing, and it reminds me of why I love this job, and it reminds me of the hard work that our people do.
Anything else that you'd like to share?
No, thank you for spending the time with us today, other than, please, for our students and families out there, not only I want to tell you you are safe, I want you to feel safe. It takes all of us working together as a village to keep our students safe. So don't hesitate to contact us at all if there's ever anything we can do.
Thank you so much.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate your time.